Hey guys, it's me, EOD Gamer here, and we're back with another build guide video. This is a special one. I actually want to share with you an updated build guide for Xue Yi. I only do updated build guides when things significantly change, and even though a lot of the relic stuff didn't really change too much, the arrival of Harmony MC actually does affect how you build this character. So this is going to last quite a while from here on out. First things first, I'm going to talk about a few things, whether you're playing with Harmony MC and not playing with Harmony MC. Let's start off with the changes in 2.2 as of time of recording. Why is Harmony MC such a big game changer for Xue Yi? I'll just make it quick. Clairvoyant Loom, this is Xue Yi's talent ability, bonus ability here. You gain equal to the amount of break effect that Xue Yi has, up to 240%, which means she wants to get as close or even better yet, hitting 240% based on her build. There are many sources of break effect that she gets, but let's talk about Trailblazer, since it's one of the most accessible. You just play them on the same team, and if you haven't seen the video where we showcase both of them and why they are so OP together, check it out. For those of you who don't have me as the friends list, unfortunately there's a limit. I actually have her right here, as you can see. This is the recent new rotation that I have, and I actually use her for my full star clear in a Trailblazer Harmony MC team composition. Very viable at the end game meta. This was a full auto team as well. Very strong. I really like this character. But that aside, we digress. What Trailblazer actually does is multitude of things. You give a lot of break effect to Xue Yi. So if you think about it here, when you cast your out on Trailblazer, and you probably will have this at around like 30% if you have it to level 10. If you have bothered like grinding Eidolons, you'll get it even higher. But 30% at least. Plus the Watchmaker Dream Machinations, you get another 30%, so that's a 60% break effect already. And on top of that, Trailblazer's Eidolon 4 gives you 15% of Trailblazer's break effect. It's generally quite easy. My builds are quite weak, but I already have 200% break effect. As long as you have like a light cone that gives you break effect, 200% is quite attainable. If not, you have much better gear than me. My gear is really very mediocre. So that's another 30% here. So 30 plus 30 plus 30 is already like 90% being transferred over. Let's just estimate it a bit. Maybe let's say you can get it close to 100% transfer over to Xue Yi. That means that her cap that she should have is somewhere around 140. If you are playing with a character, for example, like Ruanmei gives you another 20% in one of her traces here. But let's just say you do not have Ruanmei, right? You do not have the resources to pull a character like that. If you have Ruanmei, you only need maximum of like 120 from Xue Yi in the screen over there. And it goes down even more. If you look at her Eidolon 4, it gives you 40% break effect when you're using ultimate. So if you have Ruanmei, you only need 80% on your screen. If you do not have Ruanmei, you only need 100% break effect threshold to meet. There are many ways to actually get this. First of all, let me just show you my build real quick. You can run, of course, instead of like Inert Saosoto, you can run the one that gives you 16%, Thalia Kingdom of Banditry, that already gives you massive amounts, 32% very easily. Watchmaker Dream Machinations, I don't even recommend this 2-piece. I rather you go the 4-piece Quantum set. I just simply do not have the gear. I just have more crit on this one, and I'm too lazy to go and farm, spend so much resources because I have to build every single character in the game. But if you do not have this constraint, you can bother like expanding a bit more resource and farming characters that are good. And if you look at my gear here, I don't even have break effect in the subs. So let's just say, theoretically, you get 2 rolls, okay? 1 roll break effect, and then you roll 1 time. That's every single gear. So let's say every gear gives you 10%. So you get 10% break effect. You have another one here, that's 20%. You have another one on your body, that's 30%. You have another one on your boots, that's like 40% already. You have another one, let's say, on your Planisphere, another 10% here, and you have another one on your Link Rope, 10% here. That's a total of 60% just like that, even excluding your traces and stuff. So very easy. You just need 1 roll into break effect, and you pretty much hit your requirement of, if you have Ruanmei, it's 80%. If you do not have Ruanmei, it's of course 100%, which means that you may probably need like another 2 to 4 rolls, which is very attainable, really, since she also gets a lot of break effect from her traces. She gets like 5% here, 8% here. That's already like 16, 23, almost like 30+%. Very easy to hit a cap. I would recommend for most people, if your screen says like 80%, it's very good already. If you want to really min-max, I think 100% is probably the cap off right now as time of recording in version 2.2 if you're playing with Trailblazer. The difference is if you're not playing with Trailblazer, the requirements for her shoots up ridiculously high, and probably other videos that have already been put out without this update will be more likely. In that case, I will mention it as we go along the video, but I'm going to do this specifically talking first about moving with Trailblazer. So let's go in the synthesis menu and we talk about the 4-piece sets, and we will go down into like 2-piece and what stats to look at now that we got the whole changes in 2.2 out of the way. For any of you who are wondering, her best in slot likely is still going to be Genius of Brilliant Stars. You have Defense Ignore, which is very, very difficult to obtain. You get Quantum Damage, which is also really, really nice. This is very, very strong for her. 4-piece Genius of Brilliant Stars. If you have the time, please farm it. I do not have the time to camp in one domain that is very niche for so long. Otherwise, I really, really would love to do that. I am using an unoptimal build, which is a 2-piece Break Effect, 2-piece Speed, just to help me hit certain thresholds quicker and enabling me to like get worse gear. But if you have 4-piece Genius Brilliant Star, you'll just be eating me up in terms of damage as well. Other than that, I think Pioneer Diver of Dead Waters is possibly quite interesting if your comp allows for it. Giving you some sort of crit, some sort of debuff. This set is a lot easier to farm as well. Much better than Pioneer Genius of Brilliant Stars in terms of like general holistic account building. Because if you are playing a 4-star and you don't really like her a lot kind of thing, you probably don't want to like farm just for a particular unit that is a 4-star. In that case, you can farm like Pioneer Diver of Dead Waters and give her the not so bad gear to not be operating at 100%, maybe at 80%, 90%, but then you get a lot more efficiency in your account wide as well. Because the objective of building a 4-star after all is, if you don't love the character, is to help you clear content much better. So I think that's a very nice middle ground as well. If you are looking for Break Effect, for some reason you're rolling everything in your crit, you are just failing from success with all your crit rolls, then you do need some Break Effect at least a little bit, and you can easily find that with Thalia Kingdom of Banditry, going for a 16% Break Effect, and if your speed is 145 and higher, you get an extra 20%. This pretty much gives you like 3 gears equivalent worth of the Break Effect stat that you need. Very, very efficient if you are just finding it out. But if you have enough Break Effect, I think Inert Salsoto is really good. Everything is used by her. She generally wants to build crit as well. She does a lot of damage in her out and follow-up attacks. I think it's Inert Salsoto probably will likely be her favorite one to go. So let's now like talk about main stats, since we talked a bit about the sets that I would prefer so far. For Link Rope here, this is where the deviation comes, whether you're running MC or without MC. Let's go into Customized Synthesis here. If you are running without MC, like you need that Break Effect, because Trailblazer gives like massive amount of Break Effect transfer over, so you want to go for a Break Effect here. I think this goes up to like 50 plus 60, which is almost the same as what Trailblazer at 200% Break Effect, Trailblazer having 200% Break Effect will be transferring over. So if you have Trailblazer, you can change this entirety of Break Effect over to attack percentage or energy restoration rate. Personally, I think attack percentage is good enough. You want that attack percentage stat, because she's a character that has a lot of damage bonus buffs, but not too much of attack percentage. And if your characters do not supply the attack percentage, like Trailblazer doesn't really supply the attack percentage, Ranmei also doesn't supply too much attack percentage as well. So having the Link Rope give you this attack percentage is very, very nice. I really like it a lot. For Planisphere, I actually do like quantum damage bonus, for the simple fact is you can get attack percentage in the subs, but you can't get quantum damage in the subs as well. And if you think about the optimal stats for her, you probably want to go for a main stat quantum, crit rate, crit damage, speed, and attack percentage. Break Effect is not even super critical, because as you can see, we can hit that threshold very quickly. So theoretically optimal will be a quantum damage bonus with good rolls in the subs as well. So that is for the 2-piece. For the 4-piece set bonus here, let me just put Genius of Brilliant Stars on screen real quick. Hit hands, I think the subs that I'm looking for mainly is speed. You want to hit at least like 145 if you're going Thalia Kingdom of Banditry. But you want to go as fast as you can, because she's a character that wants to do more damage. So speed, crit rate, crit damage, I would like that a lot. Attack percentage, Break Effect, so 5 different stats that you can look for. Unfortunately, we only have 4 lines, so something's gotta give, and that is depending on what you have. But I think actually now with Trailblazer, one of the lowest priority is probably like Break Effect, because you can obtain it very, very easily, especially with E4 Xue Yi as well. For the body, this is either crit rate or crit damage. She's a character that doesn't get too much crit rate, so you probably need to run a crit rate main stat, unless your rolls are like super godlike, and everything is like rolling like 5-roll crit rate or something like that. I think crit rate is probably the best, but you just balance it out whichever one that you require. If for some reason your gears do not have any crit rate, you're not even playing at all with any like Harmony Trailblazer, you're not playing Runmate at all, and you are finding yourself needing to find break effect, and your stats are all break effect, that's when I'll actually suggest you go for attack percentage. If you do not even have crit damage, crit at all, then it makes no sense to try to force yourself to have like 100% crit rate but only 60% crit damage. I'd much rather you go for the attack percentage so you can get some value out of the character at all. But that is very minor few people who are like maybe struggling in the early game. For most of you late game players, probably quite a number of you watching this video, you probably can run with crit. So next up we have Boots. I like Speed a lot. I think she's a character that benefits a lot for movement. She wants to hit enemies faster so she can reduce their toughness. If she reduces toughness or teammates reduce toughness, she gets stacks for her follow-up ability. Attack percentage, you can find that in the link rope and the subs as well. Speed is a little bit tricky to get that Panther roll in speed. Yeah, so I do like it a little bit more too. So that is for the main stats for both of them. Share with you some of my thoughts. Let's go into the the data bank here so we can look at the light cones, link cones, almost call it a link cone. She's a destruction character, and I think very clear, probably her best in slot in terms of cost effectiveness will likely be on the Fall of the Aeon, but I have another option available since 2.0 has been around, 2.0 or 2.1, I can't remember exactly when it was released. This is very good. Why? She likes to inflict weakness breaking. Her whole kit is designed around taking out enemies' weakness, so you generally get this quite often, and whenever she attacks, gains like 16% in this battle, which she gets very easily. So massive amounts of attack percentage which the character lacks. So this makes up a lot for the lack of attack percentage that the character has. Huge amount of attack stat. At the same time, you get a bit damage increase. You get good amounts of 5-star-ish stats from on the Fall of Aeon. It's free. Probably no other character might use it better than her. Like a Secret Vial is probably better than a lot of HP sapping DPSs in the game. The other alternative is actually Indelible Promise. I think I'm pronouncing it right. This gives you break effect. Let's say you have it at super in position 5. This is a 56% break effect. And when you use your ult, you gain more crit rate, which gives her very valuable stats here. If you are using this light cone, you are either not playing with Harmony MC, or perhaps you are not playing with any sort of like break effect gear whatsoever. Maybe you're running like full crit. You have very good crit stats. In that case, I do think that this 56% or 28% if you have it as super in position 1 can make a difference. But if you follow us through the video, you realize that 80%, 100% break effect is actually very easily obtained with this character, especially when you have 30% coming from tracers already. So 50% not really very difficult to find, especially if you just put in a Talia or just find like 10% in like subs here and there. I'm sure some of you have like way more break effect in some gear at least. Yeah, so those are my thoughts. Other than that, the rest of them I guess is like kind of like forcing, but we can cover it a little bit. They are all not as optimal because they are either limited itself, so it's more expensive than the free-to-play light cone. But stuff like this, I wouldn't mind as well. You defeat, you get some crit, you get attack percentage, which is what she really needs. Nowhere to Run, this is of course the paid one. This I also could justify seeing its use. It has good amounts of attack percentage, good amounts of attack. But really, if you are playing a destruction character, probably not many people are using this very well. You can just slap it on Share. You'll find good value. Switch it back as and when you want. I really do think that this is probably one of the better ones. Something irreplaceable is also okay, I guess. It does require her to get hit or defeating an enemy. Of course, I don't know. I think that at this super in position 1, you're much better off running the free-to-play light cone. This 10% gain in attack is like not too significant. But yeah, that is basically my total thought summary of this character. If you guys found this updated video helpful and it clarified a lot of things, do give me a like, subscribe, and let me know as well. Do you have her at high add-ons? Are you finding a lot of joy with this character? I like her a lot. I think she's really strong. If you haven't seen the videos that we recently done on her, or Harmony Trailblazer for the matter, do click in these 2 other videos right here where I go more in depth on why are people suddenly so interested about Harmony Trailblazer and Xue Yi as well. I think you'll be very impressed, and see you guys in the next video.